Alright, hey YouTube, it's Comic Book Steve back here again with another haul. I hope so I got a few bundles of books over the past few weeks, but they've kind of gotten lost in the shuffle, and I was trying to remember which ones I bought. I think I grabbed all the ones that I had gotten since I did a video last time. There might be one or two duplicates, so you'll have to forgive me. But anyway, yeah, there's a large stack here. They're mostly Spectacular Spider-Man. Not gonna lie, I got a large Spectacular Spider-Man bundle off of eBay that I was really happy about because I got a key issue in there that I've been trying to get for a long time. It was on this comic lot that was up on eBay, and the description was terrible, so no one bid on it. So I got it. I got the book I wanted in there for a steal, relatively. So yeah, but anyway, let's get started. So this is, I got this yesterday at a 55% off sale at my local comic shop. It is Amazing Spider-Man 233. It's not in the greatest shape. It looks okay in the bag. And, the corners are alright, but, if you, like, sorry, if you look at the staple over here, it's all teared. Even though it's held together pretty well. When I was holding the book, I didn't notice any problems with the staples. It's only looking at it after I put it back in the bag that I noticed the issue. And the book itself just feels really, it's got that musty kind of feel to it, like it's just been sitting around in someone's basement for a long time. But that was ticketed at 250, 55% off, so I think that was a acceptable deal for that. Trying to fill in some more of my Amazing Spider-Man gaps. This next one I got off of a vendor at the flea market I usually go to, and I kind of regret getting it. Eternals #1 from the second series. The first series and their first appearance was in the 80s, or the 70s, I mean. This one was in the 80s. I looked at it and I was like, oh, is that their first appearance? And I bought it because I thought it might be, but it is not. And I'm not really interested in the Eternals. I just thought it might be like it was $1, and actually it was 50 cents. It was 50 cents with this one, the second issue. So it was just like there were two in one bag and board, and they're 50 cents each. So I picked it up thinking like, oh, that'd be a cool first appearance to have for cheap, but it is not for the first appearance. So I'm not terribly pleased that I got this, but whatever. Happens sometimes. This next one I got off my comicshop.com. Inhumans #1 from the 2003 series, I want to say. Early 2000s. I'm not quite sure of the year, but this is not really star the Inhumans that you know, like Black Bolt and Medusa and all of them. I think they're in it a little bit, but it mostly focuses on teen Inhumans. This was part of the whole Tsunami imprint that Marvel was doing, which included Runaways and the Weird Venom book and Human Torch, and that Sentinel series with the kid who had a pet Sentinel. But this Inhumans book focuses on a new group of teen Inhumans. I grabbed it because it was really cheap. I think it was maybe $2, and it has a lot of first appearances of some Inhumans, and they're not really popular now. I don't think that Marvel's doing anything with them, but with all the movies coming out and Inhuman characters showing up on TV series, you never know where one's gonna pop up. So I figured I'd get it while I could. And then this is a series that had a really low print run. I mean, I think #1 was at like 30,000, and by the time the series ended at 12, it was at 10,000 or less. So if they ever do use these characters, this is gonna be a hard book to find, I think. So I grabbed it. It's cheap. Why not? This is a new one I got last week. Miss Marvel #10. Really enjoying this book. The art is fantastic. The writing is awesome. yeah, I hope to see Marvel, the cinematic universe, do something with her. Another new one from last week, Thor #3. Again, this is another great series, great writing, great art, great characterization, really interesting concept of this female Thor picking up the hammer. I still think it's Agent Roz, whose first appearance was in Thor: God of Thunder 12, I want to say. That's who my money's on. Or maybe it might be Enchantress too. Maybe she was inverted in Axis, and maybe she didn't switch back. So who knows? But my money's on Agent Roz. This is another one I got at the flea market with the Eternals books. Thor's 378. I just got this because I thought the cover was great. I love that costume. Love those 80s. The new costumes they gave to classic characters in the 80s, like Cap with the black costume, Spider-Man with the black costume, Thor with the armor, Hulk with the gray costume. They really speak to me. I guess it was because, I was a kid in the 80s. I probably saw these a lot, so it brings back memories. But I really like that book, that art. I mean, it's this is the first appearance of that suit, so I thought it'd be a cool book to get. It was 50 cents. Same story. It was another two for one deal. This was the other one that was in it. Thor vs. Midgard Serpent, another great cover, awesome story. Walter Simonson. I don't think he does the art in it. He might do like the breakdowns, but I don't think it's fully his art. So, yeah, it would have been cooler if he did the entire thing. But still, good comic to have. Didn't have any in the Walter Simonson run, so those are my first two. This one was another mistake. I think the Capwolf look is hilarious, but I really wanted to get the first appearance of Cap as Capwolf. This is not the first appearance as Capwolf, although this cover, it just screams 90s. You got Cable, Wolverine, and Captain America as a wolf. I mean, what is Cable doing there? I didn't read the story, but does he really have any purpose to being there other than being like, hey, I'm popular now, let me sell some comics for you? Even Wolverine, I wonder if they thought of, hey, let's figure out a way to get Wolverine in this book. Oh, how about we do some story of wolves? And then Wolfsbane is just like, well, she's a wolf character, throw her in there too. Why didn't they throw in the real man wolf from Spider-Man, John Jameson? I think that would have been cool. Maybe he does show up. I haven't actually read this story. The other one that came with that, 2 for $1, was the part 5 of 6. Again, also not the first appearance of Cap as Capwolf. I think that was maybe in 403 or something like that, earlier on in the storyline. But that's alright. I will get it. Still kind of fun to have. Weird part of Captain America's history. This one I took a trip out to New York City last week, and I was really excited to go. I lived there before, but I was excited to go back to Midtown Comics and check out what they have and see what they've got for old Amazing Spider-Man issues or anything that was on my hit list. It was really unfortunate that their back issue selection, even though they have a lot of back issue bins, everything was really overpriced, or it was something I didn't really want. So I didn't get anything from any of those stores, any of the Midtown places that I went, and I tried a couple other shops in New York that I used to go to. They also did not have a lot of good stuff, but I went to a new one that it's probably not new, I just didn't know about it. JHU Comics, I want to say, or JUH Comics. And I saw this for $3, and this is I think it's the first appearance of Stature as Stature. Not the first appearance of Cassie Lang, I think her name is. That was in like a Marvel preview book, but I believe this is the first appearance of her as Stature. So, cool book to have. She's supposed to be coming back in the Marvel books, and they were saying that she's going to be in the Ant-Man movie. So, cool book to have. This is another new one from the Time Runs Out storyline. Again, really awesome storyline. It's got, I mean, it hits or misses. The most interesting parts are when they're focusing on the Illuminati or Steve Rogers' team going after the Illuminati. But that's mostly who it's been focusing on. There's only been an issue here or there where it's focusing on like Sunspot and AIM, and I'm not really interested in that part of the storyline. But most of it's pretty cool, and it's all leading up to Secret Wars. So I think it's a cool storyline to follow. Well written, and it's leading up to something really important. So yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy 22, part of the, I guess it's Planet of the Symbiote storyline. But it's really, you know, Bendis. I used to love Bendis's writing, but like the past, like, I don't even know, 10 years or so, 8 years maybe. I haven't been feeling his work, and this is, the Guardian stuff was a little better. All New X-Men was a little better. But this storyline, I think, is kind of odd. They make Flash look really dumb in this storyline. It just seems like he can't really handle the suit, and now it's going crazy all over the ship, and just it's kind of fun seeing a Venom Rocket Raccoon and a Venom Groot. But it just seems like it's a one-note storyline. It's like, oh, at the end of last issue, Groot's possessed by Venom. Oh, this issue, Rocket's possessed by Venom. At the end of this issue, the cliffhanger, spoilers, the cliffhanger is Drax possessed by Venom. So it just seems very one-notish, and I'm overall disappointed by it. But I am gonna keep picking it up because I like Venom. So I guess they win. Captain Marvel number 100 quotes. It's just, they're combining all of her previous series of Miss Marvel, and then Captain Marvel Volume 1, and then this volume, number 2. The story didn't really hit me too much. I really just got it because I like the homage cover. Yeah, that's about it. This one is one of the ones I couldn't remember if I showed off before. It was a variant edition of All New X-Men 33, and I got it for 20% off during the tail end of the Black Friday sale that they were doing at a local comic shop. I'm gonna start pounding through these. I got a big stack here, and not even already 13 minutes in. Let's speed it up. It's another time. This one actually just came out today. Time Runs Out, the newest part. Cool stuff. Again, pick it up. This one I got last night at a 55% off sale at my local comic shop. What If number 7 has first appearance of Captain Spider-Man and Betty Brant Spider-Girl, who are both in the Spider-Verse storyline. And yeah, it's a cool book to have. It's pretty old looking. Oh, it's held up pretty well though. But it's definitely not a perfect book. You know, it looks great now. Like, I'm sure on the camera it looks like pretty nice. But if you took it out and felt it, it just feels really dingy. And the pages are really yellowed. Carnage number 3, really cool, fun storyline. Carnage being a hero. This was another one I got at that comic shop in Manhattan. It's $4, probably overpaid for it, but like I said, I enjoy Venom, and I thought this was a fun image. Miles Morales, Ultimate Spider-Man. You know, I made fun of Bendis about 2 minutes ago, but I still like his Ultimate Spider-Man stuff a lot. For the most part, I think it's mostly hit for me, and yeah, Miles Morales is a really fun character. So, Scarlet Spiders number 2, more clone fun. Not crazy about the art, but I do like Ben Reilly. Spider-Man 1602. I think that was for $1. Spider-Man the X-Men #1. Nick Bradshaw is probably one of my favorite artists right now. He draws a lot like Art Adams, and I wish he did the interiors of this. He only does the cover, but man, this guy would be really good on as a main penciler on Amazing Spider-Man. That just looks so good. I can eat that up. Looks great. I really want to get the variant issue of Amazing Spider-Man #1 that has Nick Bradshaw doing the art with fighting Electro. Yeah, I would love to see him do Amazing Spider-Man or do the interiors for this book. The story in this book was meh, but and the art was alright. But still cool to have. Alright, so now we're starting into the comic lot I got off of eBay. Annual #2, Coming of the Man Called the Rapier. Terrifying, right? I'm sure the Marvel Cinematic Universe is just dying to use him. A lot of these books were kind of tattered as we get later into it was like from early Spectacular Spider-Man to Spectacular Spider-Man, I think 94 was probably the latest one, and the earlier they are, the in worse condition they are, and then later on they get better and better, or they held up better and better, I guess. I don't know, the guy who was getting rid of them was just really young when he was buying the early ones, and then cared less and less about reading them as they went on, and just kind of threw them in a box. But anyway, so this one I did not have already. I was glad to have it. Black Spider-Man costume. These are going to be a little bit out of order. This is Spectacular 28. This is a Frank Miller issue. It's not in great shape though. It's got some water damage right by the eye over here. That drives me nuts, but it's intact. I think other than that, it's pretty good. But that is disappointing. Cool to have though. I think that would have been a hard book to get otherwise. So this lot was 47 Spectacular Spider-Man books for $47. So they were $1 each. I'm not showing all of them. Some of them were in such bad shape that I just kind of set them aside, and some of them were books I already had. So, but this is most of them I'm gonna show off right now. Spectacular Spider-Man 30, Spectacular Spider-Man 39, Scourge to the Schizo Man, another terrifying character, right? Spectacular Spider-Man 40, cool cover. 42, looks like kind of looks like she's closing her eyes. Weird. Spectacular Spider-Man 46. I love these banners on the top. This Marvel comic could be worth $2,500 to you. I'm sure it could. I'm sure it could. Number 50, versus the Aliens. And this next one is, I'll show this over early. This is the reason why I picked up the bundle. First appearance of Cloak and Dagger. And it is a really nice copy. It's got some problems with it up at the corners, maybe, and a little bit down there, but overall this held up beautifully, and I have been looking for this for a while for a good price. I wasn't going to pay more than like 10 for it, but I kept seeing single issue, when I saw this up on eBay for a single, or as a single issue, it was usually for like 30 or more. So I was looking for it in a collection that maybe I could find it for a cheaper price, and yeah, I paid $47 for it, I guess. They were all, it was 47 books for $47, so $1 each. Wasn't planning on getting a lot of Spectacular Spider-Man books, but I love Spider-Man, so it's no loss there. And yeah, really, really glad to have this. It was on my list of books to get, and yeah, it is checked off now. Not too often that I get to do that with first appearances. I'm not a big spender, so I'm really glad to have this. Spectacular 65, 66. I think it's weird that there's Epic Illustrated down there. Did they have something to do with this book? Strange. Maybe it was just product placement, I guess. In-house product placement, since he's standing on a billboard. It's a cool cover. Number 67. Man, look at Aunt May. she's having trouble there. She looks like she is about to keel over. I would put her at like 95, 98 years old. Robot Master. Some of these covers are really interesting to me because I'd never seen them before or focused on them that much. So it's fun to see early 80s Spider-Man Marvel books. So that's part of the fun of this. 69, Return of Cloak and Dagger. Glad to get another copy of this. My previous copy that I had bought for $1 had like some writing up at the top. This one's pretty clean. 70, 71, 72. Kind of hard to tell what's going on in that cover. I mean, obviously Spider-Man and Ock are fighting, but it's just the art's so, I don't know, messy. Number 73. I'm in the middle of reading all these. I think it's interesting to have a good look at early Spider-Man books. Or not really early, I guess. But 80s Spider-Man books from Spectacular Spider-Man. Most people know the chronology of Amazing Spider-Man. I think the other series kind of get lost in the wind a bit. So it's fun to see what parts of continuity have been kept over the years or just forgotten about from these storylines. Number 8, this is probably the earliest one that was in the best condition, even though it's not in great shape. It's got some bends over there, it's got some more bends up there, but at least it's intact. That's pretty good. You know, some of the other ones were missing parts of the cover. But I think this is hilarious, because it's the final battle with Morbius, and only one shall survive. And then at the last panel, they're both walking away totally fine. So it's funny that they always try to say that, you know, someone's not gonna come out of this alive at the end, and then, you know, next issue everyone's fine. Spectacular Spider-Man 25. This weird looking purple guy. Who was that? Which one's the? It says Masked Marauder, Terrible Tri-Man. I guess that's the Masked Marauder. And this is the Terrible Tri-Man? I don't know, but man, those are some weird guys. Let's see here. This is a fun one. Spider-Man fighting in an arcade. 80s arcade. Pretty fun to see. Number 84. Move these out of the way. 85. This is a fun one to get. A much nicer copy than what I had previously. Glad to get that. 86, Fred Hembeck. Classic artist. Classic humor artist from Marvel. Yeah. Part of the Assistant Editors Month. Number 87, Spider-Man revealing to Black Cat who he is. You know, all these books, if you ever read any of them, they're kind of hokey now. But I'm having a blast going through them. Number 88, Mr. Hyde and Serpent. Number 89. This is actually, it might be the first Spider-Man book that I ever owned. I'm not 100% sure. I remember I had a stack of books underneath my bed that, you know, my brother and my dad would pick up for me when they go to the comic shop. And I only had like maybe 10, 12 for most of my adolescence. And this is one I remember. The original copy has been destroyed to hell and is long gone, but I distinctly remember this, and this is from 1983. So I know they must have gotten this off the shelf, brand new. So that may be the first Spider-Man comic I ever owned. Maybe. Not sure. There's another one in here that I think also might be, but I'm 95% sure that this is. Spider-Man number 90. This is the first appearance of the black costume in Spectacular Spider-Man. Number 83. This is the other one that I'm not sure if it might be the first Spider-Man comic I ever got. I don't remember it, but looking at it, like I didn't remember it before, but then looking at it now, after I got this bundle, I'm like, that seems very familiar, so it could be. But I'm going to go with 89 being the first one that I owned. Numbers 82, 81, 74. This is the mind-shattering conclusion to the Deborah Whitman saga. Whatever happened there? Do they do anything with her anymore? I should know that. I read Spider-Man all the time. I don't think they do anything with her. But she looks like she's going a little crazy there. Number 75, the dramatic return of the Black Cat. It's fun seeing the Black Cat Peter Parker storyline in here, how they date and fall apart and all that, in contrast to what's going on in their relationship now. Number 76, her dying, not dying. Number 77, the Executioner, is that his name? That really crazy looking suit. 78, 79, 80, and 29. That's about it from the Spectacular Spider-Man stuff. Really fun books to look at from the 80s era of Spider-Man. And really glad to get that Cloak and Dagger book. I got 3 more books here for you, and then we'll end it. Amazing Spider-Man number 11, really fun book with the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man Doc Ock fighting. I think Doc Ock gave up a little too easily in this, being such a pig-headed guy. He kind of just he's fighting for leadership and being really arrogant, and then all of a sudden he's like, nah, whatever, you lead. Kind of out of character, but overall I still love the storyline. This one I got last night for 50% off at $4. So it's 55% off, $4. I grabbed it really quick. I already have it, but this one has a lot of ticks on the side, if you can see. So it's not in great shape. My original copy, the one I already have, is in much better condition. But I know this is a rare book, so I saw it for $4 and 55% off. I was like, okay, I can do that. And this was the other book I got for 55% off. Again, feels very dingy. Overall, it's pretty well held up. I guess that's a Frank Miller cover. It says FM. I haven't looked up to see if it actually is or not. But anyway, that's about it. Sorry if you do not like Spider-Man. I am a lunatic with Spider-Man books. I do have a list of other books I want to get, but I always gravitate towards the dollar bins and Spider-Man back issues when I'm at a flea market or convention or something. Anyway, I will probably make another video for books that I like, highlights of my collection of books that I've gotten in the past year, and then maybe another video for like top 10 of books that I want to get in 2015. I think that'd be kind of fun to do. Anyway, Happy New Year, guys. Merry Christmas, Merry Kwanzaa, Happy Festivus, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Have a happy one. I'll take care. See you later, guys.